Hello and welcome back to About the Showdown. It's me, Gonzo again. You cannot get rid of me today. You'll get rid of me tomorrow. And this time I'm back with Owolf, who's joining me for some commentary on Division 4. Welcome, Owolf. How are you feeling today?
Oh, happy to be back and excited for this new season. I was watching the game before, and I'm hyped for the new season with all the changes on the logos and stuff. It's really nice and it's really coming together.
Yeah, there's a lot of like small improvements we're trying to do. We're trying to make everything a lot more consistent and a bit more branded as well. So graphs are new. I'm loving the waiting screen. I feel like I kind of want to keep talking just to see it a bit longer. But we'll get to the games in a second. It's absolutely fine. And also, I do enjoy the fact that we're gonna have a bit of a schedule this time, and we do know that we're gonna be here every Friday, 7 p.m. UK, 8 p.m. EU. We're gonna be here every Sunday as well, and then either Thursday or Wednesday, we will let you know in advance. We will be here with some more gameplay, and our commitment to the divisions is quite interesting, right? Because we have four divisions this time around, 8 players per division, and we're gonna be streaming every game from Division One. So that's gonna be half of our games are gonna be Division One every week, and then another 5 games across the other divisions. So we should be able to highlight everyone's games. Our aim is that this season every single player will be on stream with commentary at least once, and we're also gonna try and pick the most entertaining games that we have available. So like there should be a lot of curation, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Like the league has grown a lot. We have.
I feel also the stakes are higher because a lot of really good players have joined as well. So it feels like every game is really challenging, and even Division 2 or 3 are the games are
Really stacked.
really it's stacked. The league is stacked this time, so that's really cool to see.
Mhm. Yeah, 100%. It's definitely does feel like the stakes are a bit higher too because we only have seven games per season, right? Like we're gonna be a lot faster on going up and down the division. So every game counts a bit more than last season, and it's a lot easier to slowly climb the ranks. So I feel like that's motivating all the players, and everyone's bringing their A game. But today we do have a welcome match again, right? Like there's a couple of new people that we played on the first game, and now we have then we basically had two newbies fighting on the first game, then two oldies fighting for the second game, and this time we have one of each. Flo is going to be welcoming Benjamin to the Division 4, and we're seeing Belo into Shanks, and that's the anniversary edition version of the leader, if I'm not mistaken. There's too many altards for Shanks, I think. um,
Oh, I never seen the sleeves as well. Is it Divine Departure Altart on the sleeves?
It's very branded. We definitely have a Shanks fan for Ben. It's Ben from Austria, and he was referred by Dietmar. We expected high things from him as well. So, it should be a good game. We start in. Ah, I actually like stopping a bit with the commentary and just thinking of the matchup in general. This has to be quite interesting, right? I do feel like Shanks is probably one of the leaders that's more defensive in general and has many, many tools to deal with everything that Bet is trying to achieve. Like Lucky Roo is a great card. Shanks gets a free 1k per turn, right? So like the 5 swings early on are pretty much pointless, like this one. Uh, 5 swing, leader ability, cool. We move to better and bigger things. And then you also have Beckman to help you with the board. We do have
Lucky roll.
yeah, Lucky Roo, gas sub that makes you a bit bigger, so it basically offsets the Karsu, but then on the offense also guarantees removing something. And obviously the big bad boy Red Moria, I mean Rayleigh. Uh, that's basically the best 8 cards we are allowed to play right now. So yeah, it's gonna be quite interesting. Should be beneficial for Shanks.
Yeah, I feel in general this matchup, even if Betty manages to go second, it's Shanks is favored because you have so many defensive tools and so many removals. And if you see double Lucky Roo for Betty,
Mhm.
it's really rough because you can KO pretty much anything on their board.
Yeah, and they do get to use them whenever they want. Like I guess the only exception is if you Zeus, but if you're Zeusing one of those lucky roos means that they get to negate your attack immediately. You take the life. It's not great.
Yeah, exactly. And in general, also Shanks managed to get like a couple of nice addition, like the new Uta blocker, so which improves as well the defensive ability of the deck. And
100%.
we did see disappearing thanks to blue purple, that's for sure. But I feel with the ban list, Shanks might be popping up again.
Yeah, you might be onto something. I I do feel like actually even GP put it a bit in trouble, right? Like we did see it vanish from the meta a bit over that period. It's not like an impossible matchup or anything like that, but those 7 cost Rush Luffy's pull a lot of weight into Shanks because its main plan is negating your ability to go for game. And GP is very good at not letting that be negated. Um, but still, it might be one of the contenders after the ballot, but that's kind of a different story.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm very excited for OP12 to see what happens and how the meta shapes out.
Mm. Okay, we're seeing Betty get a bit aggressive. All the all, all the small bodies are gonna be swinging into Shanks. Which is definitely interesting. We are having some small technical difficulties, but we will be right back. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, small hiccup. And we can see that Betty is starting to do Betty things.
Okay, seems like the stream is a bit choppy for our followers. I'm hoping that that gets addressed. I'm seeing things quite fine on the Discord call, so Jack will do its best to address it. But yeah, Betty's doing Betty things. Um, Bunch of swings. We get the leader ability. Lucky Root dies and takes Daddy Bankov away from board with it. And we do take our first life as Shanks.
Yeah, that was a good call. I mean, probably the like hero if the Karazu would was dropped on board, it would have been for that. But the Ivankov is really dangerous. I think we are back on the stream.
Okay. Yeah. So we are back on on Fox's turn, and he's played the koala to reduce that. Not ideal, is it?
Mm, not really, because you want
Doesn't.
to pop the like hero like this.
I guess. And now we get rid of this KO itself. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be able to swing at one of the fives if needed, so it should be kind of okay. I feel like that would have been the outcome regardless of playing the koala first or not.
Yeah, I mean the like hero is always the first thing that you offer in exchange of the swings because you want to reduce the size of Betty board. But as we were saying, this matchup doesn't really feel good on Betty's hand.
It feels like every lucky roll is just pulling you farther and farther away from your game plan. And the farther you get, the closer you are to a done, which is where Rayleigh is gonna make things very miserable for you.
Yeah, we did see a case wing phase that, of course, Shanks takes in this case,
I guess there could have been an argument to give it 2K for the prior swing with Limburg, right? That was only 7.
and that's the
Yeah.
Rayleigh. Yeah, that it's a matchup that you feel that you're pretty much hitting against the wall, and these kind of matchups are really rough.
Very, very rough. That's negating 2 of the bodies and wiping the other one. Uh, KO the 3K koala while getting rid of, like, removing those 2 so they're effectively impossible to attack with.
And Betty has only 3 cards in hand.
Oh,
It's
Asmir is
pretty
making some controversial statements on chat. He's specifying that peach flavored iced tea is better than lemon flavored one, specifically for Lipton, but
It
I guess it
says
applied to.
I do agree for Lipton. I don't agree for other kind of teas.
Yeah, I feel like it's just that Lipton lemon sucks.
Yeah.
But like Fused tea, Nestea lemon are so much better.
If it specifically means Lipton, I agree, but I prefer lemon for other teas. In general, no, I prefer lemon.
Yeah. I'm also not sure what prompted Asmer to say that, but I respect sharing your opinion. So, keep chatting. We're on for it. Okay, so that's really
Sleep.
doing its job.
Yeah, but how would you try to climb back in Fox's shoes?
I think it's a bit complicated right now. Like you cannot really swing with those bodies. So you do want to give some kind of a swing with leader. Probably an 8k is where you want to be, and then use the rest of your dawn ideally to play an Ivankov maybe. If we have the 5 course, that's where we can go. Even the 4 course might help, but you do need to make the board a bit wider. I don't think you can afford to swing with that Karasu though.
I think it, yeah, it's not
Yes.
ideal.
No. It's okay, that could be worse, but also you are weirdly almost on lethal now.
I can't see how many cards does Shanks have in hand, but it feels like a lot. Yep.
I think at least 8 from what I'm counting. That is a very obscene amount. I don't think he's given counter once this game.
Nope. And at least going this wide is making the Shanks' turn awkward in the for the idea of dropping the tank cost. But another rally and it's game over.
And possibly, but like even the 10 cost is gonna make things very, very awkward, right? Because
Oh yeah, he's reducing everything again.
that koala is dead,
Yeah.
right? And that means that you do have a really small board that's reduced, and obviously leader ability is gonna help, but Fox will need to give you 1k counter for the 5 swing, then take the 8, and then block with the koala, and you have a very small board in front of you that can somewhat swing at you. Oh, I guess you can block with the Karasu instead and have a slightly bigger blocker, but still very awkward. Okay, I guess it's just gonna be another Rayleigh.
Yeah, was wing 7. Oh, I feel the Lipton discussion was that there is the iced tea Lipton on Fox's desk.
That makes sense. That's where this is coming from. I wonder if it's an open because he doesn't like it or because he likes it. Like, it might be just a freebie he got from work and just living there and doesn't really know what to do with it.
Yeah, we should ask him. He's thinking about.
Look with.
Okay, we block with the koala. Okay, then we give a 2k.
Ooh, I feel like that's just opening windows for another Rayleigh to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, because that it went face though.
One face.
Yeah, would I think I would have gone to the rested koala
Yeah.
and then backmount to KO the to trust the koala.
I feel like Yeah, I just go at Koala for Sublock, and then Beckman the Limburg.
Yeah, that was an interesting turn. I mean, of course, we don't know what band does he have in hand.
I mean, I would assume one Divine Departure to for good measure.
Yeah,
That is more troublesome.
yeah, because probably swinging at the koala with the really almost centrally you would have gotten the koala, and then you still have the back one as a second plan, and then you will get rid of two bodies. But now, because Fox now is forced to try to go for little,
Mm.
and you still have one extra body that you could have removed.
Yeah.
Rowan says gonna start putting different objects in my camps to start debates. That could be interesting.
Okay. I guess we're going for game.
I mean, do we have any other option here?
No, not really.
But Shanks does have like a ton of cards in hand, and we also know that the
At
ability
least.
counts as another extra 1k.
And we're very clearly signaling a one cost event. So
Yes.
that doesn't help either. We do have two 5k swings. That's a 6k, so it's a 2k. Easy counter.
I mean, Shanks does have the tendency to break, but with that many cards in hand, seems not really plausible.
That's a 7, that it's a 3k event. That's another 7. And for the left, so we can
We take.
yeah, 5, 6, 7 next. Yes. So another 7. Yeah. 2k
the-
leaderability.
Yeah,
What is it, a 6?
it was Lindbergh, so it was a 6. So it was like
Then
just a
just a
2k.
2k. Yeah. And another 6, and another 6. Yeah.
It's another 2k.
We are not bricked.
Nope.
Another 2k.
But with
We
that
don't
many
even
cards
need
in
the
hand,
leaderability. Yeah,
yeah,
we did. That game for Benjamin,
for
that's in
two bad
his run
ones.
with a win, which is always impressive. I'm
Con-
still a bit weirded out by not swinging at the koala though. I feel like this turn would have been a bit more manageable.
yeah, that would have been smooth sail, but he still got the game in the end. So,
Yeah, no
but
criticism. It worked out. He did have enough counters to get around with this, so there's that.
But yeah, congrats for the first win to Ben, and he's welcome to the Shabaudi. Starting with a win, it must feel good. Now he needs a second one, and he can actually get like the first 3 points.
Yeah, no, that's definitely good, and we can attest for some good judgment on this one with his recommendation. Yes, I feel like Chad might have steered away a bit from the gameplay, but I'm not too sure I can catch up on everything that's happened.
Lords on Flo's name apparently.
Huh. It's not deep, a 7 at least since character.
So instead of FoxSinBan is FoxSinFlo. Have you watched Seven Deadly Sins?
Yeah, I unfortunately have to say yes. I have watched everything that's available. It did take me like 4 attempts to go through the base series season, and then I did even watch the sequel, which
Too
was
much
not as
commitment.
bad. It was
Too
not
much.
as bad as the last 2 seasons of the base one. But yeah, I don't know. A part of me was hoping that somehow they would reach the level of quality from season one again, and that part of me is still to be found somewhere. It was very wrong, but you know.
Uh, Season one was good, and then it's like, oh, some characters are cool, but it's the same thing that you have with One Punch Man. The first season is peak, and then the second is like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I do feel like One Punch it was more about like just purely the animation of season two being just not as big as the first one, and everyone being extremely disappointed. That yeah, over here, like everything kind of flopped a bit. The pacing when we are the character design was weird. I don't know why I really watched the whole thing. I guess I just like finishing stuff. But ugh,
Yeah, you overcommit.
yeah, I'm not happy. I need to tell this to stream.
So what will you do? Because now Fox is going second, I reckon. So it is
Yeah,
getting his curve, but I feel that the matchup is still not great.
no, no, you do need to be going wide, but it's gonna come down to how many lucky roos they're gonna see. But like taking a look at the list, there's even Marcos in there that are gonna be super troublesome. We're on the full plated. We have the Red Hawks as well, so you're gonna have to make everything 6K before you swing. It's gonna yeah, I feel like it's gonna depend more on Shanks throwing a bit suboptimally than it is on Betty's plays. And then obviously we're just gonna want to see as many Vankovs and koalas of every shape and form as we can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe 5 cost Savo is not terrible either, but it does feel like it's just Lucky Rook trumps your whole deck. Like it can kill genuinely everything. So whew,
We're running the Uta for consistency as well.
yeah. Yeah, now that you do have the new test blocker, you have some more valuable targets and Lucky Root, Red Hawk. Oof. Yeah, I'm getting seasick just by thinking about it. Okay,
Yeah.
so at least Fox is gonna see everything he wants to see, right? Like we do have consistency. We want Searcher into stage. Karasu is there. Karasu does help set the situation with leader ability a bit, so that could help us put some pressure. I don't even think we saw a Karasu on board all game one.
No, no. Karasu is such an insane card. Because it feels so bad when they drop you Karasu into Karasu. It's like, yep, that's game.
Yeah, that's definitely okay. We don't see the Searcher this time. I do get a distinct feeling that those two don't might mean that we cannot afford to play anything before swinging,
Yeah, the same feeling. I
unless we
mean,
do leader ability. I guess you could. We are on 4 down. Yeah, but even with leader ability, we're gonna swing. If we play a Karasu, we're gonna sorry, an Ivankov, we're gonna swing. Um, Basically 5 with Belovetti that's gonna get countered and KO'd. Then 5 with leader, and then play something of Karasu, which is it's very underwhelming as play.
yeah, and you always need to respect the two dons up because of course, it could be a bait, but you need to play around it because if Ben does have it and then Fox just does the normal turn, you can pay the price really a really steep price.
Yeah, I feel like unless we have maybe a Lingber play, then I would probably swing. I don't know. I feel like maybe you don't even swing this turn regardless of what development you go.
It just try to go wide probably.
That 4 down is a bit harder if you don't have something very meaningful. So like I guess it's not horrible to go like Karasu, leader ability, buffing those two, and then go 5 twice and sorry, not Karasu. I keep saying Karasu. I mean 4 cost Ivankov. And then after the whole shenanigans have happened, that's when you play um, something of Ivankov. Otherwise, you just kind of leave it there. Pass. So it's gonna come down to whether you want to spend that card for freedom in here, which you probably do want to. Yeah.
Yeah, at least we have some protection from the red oak. Mob Psych or One Punch? What do you prefer? Is the question in chat.
Oh, that is a good question. That is a good question. Uh, it's just season 1 of One Punch is making things complicated, but I feel like Mob Psycho anime is better than the One Punch Man, but I do like One Punch Man manga a bit more. Or it might be biased just because Murata draws like a maniac, so it just looks insane all the time, and it's superheroes. Mm.
Well, in the meantime, we did see the red oak from Shanks' hand.
And now the Karasu. So yeah, we did kind of observation hacky the whole time. It is cool enough.
And then Lucky Row, it's brutal in this situation.
Yeah, yeah, that is very bad. That is very very bad. And
Just
Shanks is also comfortably on 5 life still. Oof.
yeah. Yeah, it does feel that Fox is playing characters and burning through his resources, but it's not even a dent in Shanks' defense up until now.
Mm, no, no, it doesn't really feel like there's an avenue for attack, even though we've been finding exactly what we want. And KOing things is not great either. Like, generally, the whole deck is in range for that lucky roof, which is gonna make things very awkward. I feel like you just need to decide which one of the two you want to do it with, but just swing with both.
And I mean, you do know that most likely that Karasu is not gonna survive.
I feel like it's actually the other way around.
You see?
Yeah, like you, since Fox doesn't really have a board right now, Ivankov gives a bit more value to go wider. So maybe what you can do is place to Donna Ivankov, play something off of her, and then swing with Karasu. Like Karasu is only powerful when there's a board to take value off of it, right? So there is that. Okay, chat is definitely getting into the deep end of anime, so we will be visiting those questions a bit later. But yeah, I kind of like killing Ivankov over Karasu, so maybe you can place Tudon, use Ivankov ability, and then swing with Ivankov. And if they kill Karasu, you still have your don't cheating engine in place. Or you just swing with Karasu first and you force them to remove Ivankov, but it's eh.
They are both really good targets to kill. So, and when you're playing Betty, you want to keep them both as long as possible. So to see a Lindbergh,
I guess that's decent for the Utah blocker 2K. Yeah, yeah, that's basically forcing him to remove that instead of the other one, which means Flo is prioritizing Karasu a bit more.
Yes, yeah, because otherwise you would have swung probably in the opposite way. You would have swung with Ivankov just
Mhm.
to bait the kill on Karasu.
Yeah, I think this helps a bit in the sense that with Shanks being a 4K leader, leader ability is a lot less effective, right? So you don't need to commit any dons.
Okay, we're trying to go wide, but we do know that the Karasu is gonna be swung into.
Yeah. Okay, we are eating away at 2K. I'm playing more searchers.
Another Karasu.
Mhm.
Okay, that was an interesting turn because we still managed to go wide. The one lucky hero is gone.
Yeah, and yeah, Benjamin is still on like 7 down now, so we don't get to see the infamous Rayleigh, but like a Beckman play, it's probably quite annoying too.
It's still Wild Day still has 5 lives against Betty.
Mhm. Okay, we are not playing Beckman. Maybe Marco
Yeah, that's possible.
wiping that koala could be positive.
3 cards in hand for Fox. We counter
Like that.
for another lucky hero.
Hmm. And that means we have one done up.
Yeah, probably Divine Departure again.
Yeah, and we do have another Karatu. And I guess we don't need to really play around much anymore.
I feel now you are on a clock. You need to s- try to set up a little soon because you're
Yeah,
running out of cards in hand. You do have a board, but another lucky hero is gonna be a problem because it's gonna be covering one swing and KOing another swing.
yeah. I feel like we do kind of need to swing with Karasu first here
Yes,
because,
absolutely.
like, at this point, you swing with Karasu, you have another one in hand, right? So if you get the block early, they're probably forced to wipe either the Limburg or the Ivankov, right? So your Karasu is gonna stick around, and then you get to play another one. Yeah, there we go. And the second you play another Karasu means that Shanks goes to a 3K leader, so your koala, like basically all of your swings, are a lot tougher now, even through Divine Departure. So if you are to use leader ability now, you are in a very solid spot when it comes to the offense. So it's not unlikely the Shanks will basically untap on um, 2 life. I guess the problem is if there is a Rayleigh, you are still on a sea of trouble because both of your Karasuts are gonna die. One to a swing and the other one to really just being played. So hmm,
Yes. I think Fox is deciding because he only has 1 card in hand, so he's deciding whether to pitch it to or not. Shanks does have only 4 now, but I mean he didn't take any single swings.
yeah, that's definitely uh, trouble. But even with four in hand, I feel like all four of your swings are gonna be quite meaningful now. So if you use leader ability, you get to go. Yeah, there we go. So that's gonna be probably six, 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 or six, six, seven, something along those lines, right? Yeah, you
Mhm.
start with a 6. That's alive. Another 6. Another 6. Yeah.
Because we're trying to defend a 3K leader, which
Yeah, which requires 2k, 2k, 1k leader ability, and then there's going to be an 8 that's going to be even more impossible to defend. So, yeah, that's 2k, 1k, and leader ability for the 6, and now that 8 is connected.
yeah, as you were saying, we're untapping with 2 lives.
Mhm. Yeah, but that's the problem now. It basically comes down to Rayleigh. If Rayleigh is played now,
Yep.
yeah, yeah, Benjamin is definitely on the driver's seat. So the standing Karasu is gone. We are reducing the other Karasu very probably and swinging into it. Or we're getting rid of Lindbergh.
That's
Or maybe
interesting.
maybe there's no casting hand for Flo. So we're just gonna make that less appealing. Let's
Yeah.
go to the Karasu that dies. Yeah.
And then we're just reducing for the swing for the next turn.
Yeah. And now we basically
We get another lucky.
yeah. Yeah, but that might be late actually.
I, I feel it was just looking for a 2K counter, probably.
Yeah.
Like a Hongo or a Lion. But
Either
did
five or four casting hand. Four maybe? Five. Five casting hand for Benjamin. And we need to connect three swings with a bunch of 2k baddies and two life. Yeah.
uh, I mean, because even if we search for the rusher, we don't have the card to pitch.
No. Yeah, and even Karasu wouldn't really help. I guess maybe we find a koala that draws us a Karasu that then lets us pitch. That might be the sequence.
That's
Uh,
next level.
yeah, it is very, very difficult. I feel like you kind of need to look for the five cost koala here. And if you don't find it, you just math your way into the game. But you're dead on board. Basically, that Uta is gonna kill you, and it's gonna be ugly.
I mean, yeah, probably here is the only w- way out that you can try. So even if it's like a next level high roll, you gotta try.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta hope for the.
Sometimes it happens. I mean, I did see like 3 giants in a row, so sometimes you survive no matter what.
We were thinking about those three cards. What could have we found that it's good? I guess maybe there's an Ivankov.
Yeah, they can search.
Might be a Karasu when we're running some math.
It's the Inazuma.
That's, I feel that that's worse. Yeah, I guess now we just
Yeah,
leader ability. Yeah. So everything's a 3. A 5, sorry. And now we
Shanks
have 10 done.
Shanks does not have any dawn open this turn. We do know that there is 1K in hand.
7.
Yeah.
We take. Oh, I hate 8s. I would like another 7, but I don't hate an 8. I guess it's okay if you leader ability and 2k.
Mm.
and then you just even split.
Yeah, and then you hope that Shanks is bricked.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I guess they take that life, and now you just pray for cover.
2K,
1K,
4K,
1K. Hmm.
1K, and then you die on the clapback.
Yeah.
And maybe if you hit the trigger blocker,
Yeah. There is a chance.
slim, but there is. There is.
I mean, still, if we have any sort of removal in hand,
Yeah,
we get around this. And even if we don't, right? Like if we have removal now, you could go another 5. And if you get the block, just swap, go for board, and get rid of it.
but it's
Six.
like, yeah, I forced him to pivot.
Wait, 6 though. There's no
Not
cards in
sure.
hand.
EX5 would have been enough.
Yeah, it's unnecessary there, but I guess you're gonna get away with it anyways. It might just be it's better done.
Yeah, we knew about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the third this game, right?
Yeah. I, might just be the second one actually.
Yeah,
Might just
and
be the
one.
second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did see 3 game 1 though. Oh yeah, because we did play 1 pretty much on curve, right? On 5 done, and then after that, yeah, I don't know what the other play was. Hmm. Jake is slowly hinting at his trigger results with you this week. Um, and I don't believe we will be streaming, so we can spoil a bit. But yeah, that I've been told those stories, and that is very very brutal.
Hey, so it felt like I was playing against yellow, but
But it was a clown instead.
yeah,
3 cards in hand.
two dons for red rock. Yeah, probably. So you'll try to three cards in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have Zeus? Would have been nice here, right? You can do Zeus key KO the like hero and just swing with
Yeah,
leader.
yeah. So it would definitely be positive, but you cannot find it. So we're just buffing both of them.
Yeah, but this game felt much closer than the first one.
Mhm. No, I mean there is a genuine line where you can win the game, right? You're just trying to force the number of cards in hand. So I guess you have an 8 now. So probably 2 done, and that's a 10, which will guarantee a 12 with your leader, or 3 done and you go even 11s if they block. I guess the question mark here is whether you want to play around Red Hawk. But it just feels like you cannot really afford to. So yeah, so 3 and you just evenly split done with leader, right? So that's 11. Sorry, yeah, 11, and you have 7 done left. So 11, 12. That's wiping
With
the
block.
other attacker.
Okay.
12. Yeah, that's game.
That game. That okay. It we, we did have the red oak though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Okay.
not quite enough, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, because there was another raid in hand as well, so it wasn't
So we are heading up to game 3.
okay. That yeah, this I feel that the dice is so important in this matchup because we did see the difference with Betty going second.
Yeah, it's definitely important. It didn't really feel like there was a window for it, but I guess you have them sometimes. And part of me, that's why I didn't like swinging with the Utah first,
Yeah, that
because otherwise you have the tendon, which means you still get to play your Rayleigh, and there are no triggers that are gonna like easily get rid of your Utah. So starting with that instead of leader kind of condition the turn. Otherwise, you get to Rayleigh, right? Like KO the blocker or minus the blocker and pop something random.
yeah, 'cause he had the
Um,
other Rayleigh, but we don't know if he got it afterwards.
I don't think so, right? He was on zero
No.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he had sanction Rayleigh in hand. So I do feel like maybe you just swing with leader, see what happens, and then slowly figure that out. Um, or you just play it safe. You go with like with leader at the body. You go with Rayleigh at a body. You go with Uta at a body, and then you play Rayleigh and wipe the rest of the board, and you leave 2 up
yeah.
for the
I
red
feel
block. But you die to 15, so maybe you just really need to be playing that
mhm.
anyways.
Yeah, I feel that in that scenario you want to swing with leader first because at least you don't invest any don. But the the Karasu trigger change skew the game because it would have been guaranteed lethal there. But of course, you need to account for triggers and blocker triggers. We know that that Shanks as well has triggers. I mean, the red dog triggers can win games.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause, it was like
Oh,
minus
sorry,
17.
Abster. You're a bit late. We did get Ludwig gaming already happening, but don't worry, you will be able to rewatch the game with commentary on YouTube, as will anyone from the chat. That I'm assuming most of the active people are already subscribed, but if you aren't, we are really welcoming of the subs over there because we're trying to reach 1,000 followers this season, and we know it's going to be kind of a complicated bit, but we have upped our thumbnail game as well, so you're going to see a lot of new graphs and good scheduling over there. So yeah, if you have any friends you can recommend the YouTube channel to, please go ahead and do so. And sorry for the spam. I'm contractually obligated to do it every now and again. And when they're deciding mulligan, it's the best time. So kind of had to go for it. Sorry, Andrea, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, we also need to find windows that's like to to spam a little bit, right?
Yep. Yeah, 100%. We need every YouTube subscriber, so we're gonna be a bit insistent with these things over the season. We do apologize in advance, but we know you understand.
Okay, that's gonna be interesting.
Okay, we see both of them. I'm scared to talk about anime because I feel like the chat is gonna derail very quickly as well, and I do want them to see the gaming. Sanks is obviously picking second this time around, and we go for searching. Are we gonna find a Morley or a Morley to play next turn, maybe? Or
I do feel that sometimes we need to bait chat into also speaking about anime, just because at least they are quite active when they are like blaming
yeah,
about animes.
who would have guessed a bunch of One Piece players would like talking about anime?
Such a
It's one of the
surprise.
mysteries of life. Okay, so we do find a 3 cost with the Belo, but it's not an attacking one, more of a blocking one. Karasu 3 cost, and now after Shanks does absolutely nothing. Mm, I think the 5
More.
and play the Morley.
The question is, are we gonna see Lucky Ru again?
Look at it.
mean, it looks like he's ready to play something. So
Yep. Yep.
so consistent.
You play for a reason.
Yeah, yeah,
Kind of hate that card.
yeah.
I kind of hate that card, but it is what it is.
But the treasure rare is a really nice art.
Oh yeah, no, it does look really really good. Um, that is undeniable, and there's a lot of interest for it. It sells rather quickly, in my experience, so that helps as well.
I I do feel probably it's one of the best treasure rare that we had because initially the treasure rare were kind of meh. I still remember GTA Nami.
Mm. Yeah,
That was interesting.
yeah. I don't know what they did with the face. I don't know how someone just like approved that design on the face. I feel like everything else was really cool, and then they just messed up completely. I don't get it.
I mean, the style was nice, like cartoon, bold, and interesting. But then you just do that to the face. It's like, sure.
We do have an interesting interaction with this Morley that with two done is not blockable by Lucky Root. So there is a possibility where you just swing with the Morley every turn and leave everything else be.
Yeah, we decided to
Buff just to be
buff.
able to
Yeah.
redevelop for free, and that's the Karasu.
Okay. What's the plan here? Do we want to offer extra targets for to the lucky root to hit rather than the attacking bodies?
I guess you kind of have to do it this way, right? Because you don't have extra done to just like if you weren't sixth, you definitely just put two done into the Morley or two done into the Ivankov and the play. But right now you're taking one life, right? And you don't have to attack again if you don't want to, or you can.
And we get
But
rid of the Karas.
if you didn't play the Karasuma buff, that basically meant that your Ivankov was gonna die as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's what I was asking. Like offering a bait and then it's like, okay, decide whether what you want to kill between these two.
yeah. And we get 2k plus ability there. Okay. 7 into Morley probably. We do want this guy out of the court. And that's gonna be another lucky roll, isn't it? Oh, Flo has actually opened the iced tea.
Yep. It's in case of emergency. So it's game 3, so you need to be focused, you need extra energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of wish I had one myself. All right. So we defend the Morley.
And then we drop another lucky roll.
This one looks nicer though. This is
Yeah.
the proper treasurer.
I feel Fox is gonna have nightmares about lucky rolls because that's the 5th in 3 games or the 6th, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, it's very not good for him. At the very least, either the sixth or seventh. Okay, so we're just gonna swing a bunch of times. I do like the counters. I'm gonna give that to Flo. It's definitely very satisfying to see them come around this way. And now what? I can see the gesture is universal in every
Yeah.
language. Seems it means the same. Like, I guess I'll do this. Okay, it doesn't really. I don't think there is a card that Betty could play that will help with those lucky roos. Maybe if you play some Amatas, I guess, like sorry, Amarus, but that's not a solid plan.
Maybe the X Drake that rests in this.
Yeah, but not in Riv, because I prefer Blaze Splice or Amaro instead, and just at least be a bit aggressive with it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that 2K is
Or
life again.
you know you can always play stage and get hit by a Braum.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that can always happen twice in a regional as well.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
But even the chat's feelings like only people that are playing like hero like right hero. Otherwise, no
Yeah.
one likes the card.
No, I feel like it's just a very very annoying card to have in front of you. It's it's showing you that it doesn't really matter what you do. That you're gonna have to sacrifice the body to the gods of meat and let it die. Teach getting lucky, bro.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah,
the Shiryu from PRB, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
I forgot about that. I thought that card could have been made.
It's in October. Don't we still have to go through OP12 and the ban list?
Why is this a thing? Also, why is it an 8 cost? What in the world? They keep making these cards that say if your leader is Blackbeard, this card is busted. And I don't really get it. Why do they? Why are they just better than every alternative on any other deck? It feels so freaking messed up.
I love Caribou when I play Teach.
Why do you have a 2K that's a 1 cost blocker? That shouldn't be a thing. They should have 0K, not 2K.
Shame is not searchable.
Yeah. Different balance because of that. Okay. Shanks is doing what Shanks does best. Really enough. Morley is surviving the onslaught somehow. And Shanks is in onto life.
Yeah,
So I guess you kind of need to map a little.
yeah. And Fox is stop decking, right? It's only one card in
Mm.
hand.
Yep.
I mean, that's the usual Betty gameplay and game plan. Around 9, 10 dawns, you burn through all your resources and you need to map out a little. Otherwise, that you're not gonna survive.
Yep. Yeah, otherwise you run out of gas.
Yeah.
Not on up this time around. You only have 1 card as well. So
Yeah. So you know that these wings are coming from these three and 2 lives for Shanks. Did you notice how many cards does Shanks have in hand? Like five? It looks like four or
it's not.
five.
Maybe 6. Not like an insane amount either. Okay. 9. He's been taking lives that maybe he wouldn't need to. So there might be a chance he's not very heavy on counter. Yeah. Double nines plus a searcher, maybe. Yeah, 2K, 2K. A little ability.
And then yeah, the brace marks. We just drop a body and then we try to set up for next turn.
Yeah, we're just trying to lethal map.
Yeah.
That's gonna be 10 cost.
That would be interesting because it all depends. I mean, Shanks does have a lot of cards in hand, but what if seven of these are bricks?
Yeah. I think if you have
That's
okay,
Marco, right?
yeah, and Marco wipes the 3k, and maybe we can set up a blocker next.
Three done up. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the blocker. I feel like you're better off just leaving 3 down up though.
Yeah. I mean, she's a 2K, right? As well. The blocker Ruta.
Yeah, it is. Okay, 6 cost 4k blocker. That costs 3 less if your opponent has. No, sorry, if you have a 9 power, I think. I don't even remember which ST it is, but yeah. ST24 or something like that.
Ruta, right? Yeah, I can't.
23. Yeah, yeah, it is. If you have a character with 10k power, costs 4 less. So I guess you could have played it for 2. Oh
It
yeah,
has
so
one done
that's
up.
how it. That's why we swung up. Yeah,
Two cards in hand. No stage.
that's fair. Mm. Lethal mapping is annoying.
For the
We
done
have
up.
2 cats. If we have Ivankov, we buff both of them, so we have 2 7ks, 7 Dawn, and leader. So I
Do
guess.
yeah, do
Yeah.
we want Inazuma here to rush out, right?
Yeah, sorry, I said Ivankov and I meant Inazuma. Yeah, so now you trash a card, you buff them both to 7k, right? And you have 7 left that you can spread to on leader, so you have sevens, and then the 5 remaining, one of each. Um, so you get to go 8 9 9 for lethal, and just hope that we're bricked up. But that's
Card in
six
hand.
or seven cards, six plus leader ability. Yeah, very not great.
With one life and one blocker. So yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe you even started with your leader before playing anything, and then take decisions. Yeah, because that basically gives you the intel early on, right? If you get the counter, you don't need to go for lethal, and you can just like spread on evenly and swing and keep one card in hand for a Hail Mary next turn.
If you manage to get there.
Yeah, which is not very likely.
Yeah.
But like the other way around, if you get counter out of the first swing, you get to keep your blocker and one card in hand, so the math is not as trivial for Benjamin to go lethal. I guess we're just splitting with lead. Take and now
I mean, any
10.
pot. Yeah, any pot you take here, it feels like an Hail Mary.
Yeah, I guess you can go 10 now, eat the block, and then you decide whether you go Hail Mary for lead. But it sucks because he did take the 9. So now, you know what? You go 8. So you have another 9 afterwards. Maybe you survive through the block. Maybe.
But
I mean, I feel like it might be a bit better just to go the 10 now.
yeah, still not the greatest little because you do have like the possibility that it triggers another Karasu. You need to account that you already got hit once by it, and it cost you the game, so you need to account that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not ideal. But you do have somewhat of a likely chance. Like, the 5 is going through, right? So if you go the 5 and the 6, then that it's a block, but you represent the 10 Shanks. Or you do that. Yeah,
Oh, that works.
that's 5. No Karasu this time. Now you need to go 7. Yeah. Is there a blocker? No blocker this time. Oh no, it's GG.
If there was a Karasu,
Ooh.
that would never cost you the game there.
Mhm. Yeah, a Karasu there would have been very, very terrible.
Yeah, it was a close one as well. This one.
Hmm. Yeah, it basically came down to lack of the draw. But
But
you've seen a Karasu on board at least, so the chances are not like insanely high for it. So I respect that. It does feel like there were slightly easier avenues, but
win is a win. And
mhm.
congrats to Ben for the first win in Shabaudi's first game and first win.
Yeah, that's very impressive. Very promising newbie to the team, and still, I do feel like we need to commend Flo as well. Like he basically almost managed to take a win on a very, very doomed scenario when it comes to the matchup. So that is definitely some solid play, and I hope everyone on chat enjoyed it as much as we did. And yeah, that's kind of gonna be it for today. We are gonna be back tomorrow at the same time. I won't be here, and I don't think Andrea will either. Uh, but you're gonna get some amazing commentary, anyways. And we're gonna get back in track, and next week we'll get more of the same. So thank you so much for watching, and see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye bye.